Yeah. Look, invitation sent, sign still delivered, you got it, now welcome in. Engaging with the listener, a space for where you is. As we debate particulars, trying to build a bridge through conversation that's intimate. The mission is thought-provoking with words spoken. Bitter truth, not the sugar-coated, just an openness placed on display. Wisdom in the words that he say, a part of just embracing every gray over here. No fear, clear, I'm unafraid. I'm much older, I no longer hold a child ways. Adults in the room, times past for playing games. Grown talk, isn't that the reason why you came? Simple and plain, delivery raw, straight to the chase. Better than before, learning from your yesterdays. Introducing insight, influence, be amazed by a brother of a certain age. Now rock with him.
Check 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Josephine. Good morning, beautiful Bernice. Appreciate you for stopping in. Thrive and go. Hey, we had a good time last night. That's what's up. That's what's up. Miss T Pre, always good to get a visit from the Pre. You in the office? Okay. Cool. Good that y'all can hear me. What's going on with y'all, man? How y'all doing? Oh, man, I need to shave. You know, see my George Jefferson coming in, final shave, so I got to get rid of that quick. Hope everybody is doing good. Good morning. Somewhere you trading and making some money right now, I'm assuming. Okay, so Miss T Pre is in the shorts feed and Thrive is in there. So chat is split up. I'm doing that split again. Just mess around with it, see what it does for the numbers and things like that. So hope everybody's good. How y'all doing? What y'all got going on? What y'all sipping on this morning? I got me some pre-workout and some water today. Starting off. This is my second container. This is 20 ounces, so I'm on my second container. I've been up since like 7:30 or something like that. But everything is going good. All right. So did I put the title in there? Because I just want to make sure that I stay true. I be creating so many lives in the StreamYard, and then I don't get to them. So sometimes I'm all right, let's see. Okay, so today, yeah. That thing you wanted to do. Okay. Yep. This is another one of those topics that inspired by stuff we do in my accountability group. We talked about this a long time ago. But also just things that I'm seeing. Yes, please hit the like. Let me see what we doing. Y'all hitting my like? Okay. Let me see. Are we hitting the like? No, looks like only one of y'all. Only one? Oh, 3. All right, cool. Oh, I can't. I'm looking at one of them. So let me see. Let me go to the other one there. I mean, I could see it inside StreamYard, but I'm I'm just interested to see how it looks on YouTube. Because, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, thank y'all for hitting the like. Appreciate you, Miss T Pre. What you got going on, Miss T Pre? You doing anything? I know you got other channels and stuff like that, but are you doing anything on those channels right now, or are you just grinding? Are you grinding right now? Last time I saw you talking, you was like, I'm getting this money. So I think, are you grinding right now, Miss T Pre? Good morning, Vaughn. Good to see you here. Traction been going to that channel. Your channel been. They like to get you in that bag where you going in on people. They like you there. I think they want to keep you there. Don't fall for it. You just grinding. Yeah. So that's kind of today. It's kind of the theme, not the full theme, but it's part of what inspired this live today, this Hydrate N Chat. First of all, I'm going to encourage you to hydrate and okay, that's a major goal to accomplish. You know, it's crazy because I want to say I got in that bag, like really in that bag, like right around COVID, started really picking up, and I had these goals that I wanted to accomplish and put my head down. I've pretty much been grinding ever since. Like every year, I've made more money than the last year, and so that's been that's the goal too. And that's kind of what today is about. Hey, appreciate you for stopping in. Appreciate you. What's up, Sarah? Okay. So the grind thing, because we set these goals and we want to accomplish them, and we want to, like for me, I put my head down and I'm not letting nothing stop me. I'm going and going. And recently, I always have reminders. Let me say this. There's always reminders. There's always things that humble me and remind me, you know, to get back to, you know, because it's, you know, they say that work-life balance, but when you grind it, there's really no balance there. It's like pushing through, tired, sick, you know, all of that. And you continue to push through because we have these goals in mind. So it's all good. I'm never going to tell anybody not to do that because we are trying to secure our future, right? You're trying to, your future and your kids' future. And some of us are working on the next generation, the grandkids. And that's a great thing. But are you doing, is the grind a financial thing? And are you doing what you actually like and love to do? That thing that gives you, you know, that oomph when you do it. And now if you love your job and that's what you're doing, then, you know, that could be helpful. But I'm not talking about work. I'm sort of talking about play, right? That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about play. What's good, Spirit Mouse? I'm talking about play. Sweet. Get to a certain age and people, even I did when I was younger. So you look at somebody older, you look at what they're wearing, you look at how they're behaving, you look at the things they laugh at, you look at what they watch, you look at the places they go to, and we kind of say, you know, ain't you a little too old for that? You know, first we start off being too young for things, right? Couldn't wait to get older and, you know, well, you're too young. Well, don't, you know, when you become an adult and you'll be able to do that. But as we get to the 20s and then get to the 30s and people start saying, okay, by 30, you should be doing this, and that. And then by 40, you should be doing this, and that. And by 50, you should be doing this, that, 60, and so on and so forth. And part of that is, you know, working hard and feeling accomplished and feeling like you contributed something to everybody else. That's what I'm talking about. We are you contributing to yourself? You know that phrase they say when you get a paycheck, pay yourself first. Are you paying yourself first? I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about with your energy. I'm talking about um with fun, with things you like to do. Um, you know, are you paying yourself? Are you paying yourself? That's what I want to know. So I'm gonna cite this. There's this article. Let me see if I can find it. You can look it up. This the lady name is Bronnie Ware, and I believe she's in Australia. And she wrote a book. Is it a book or article? Let me get that first. Let me see. Bronnie Ware. There we go. Book. Let's see what her books are. Okay, so she wrote a book. One of the books was called Top 5 Regrets of Dying. Of the dying. And she was a nurse that was around people at the end of life. So maybe what do you call that? Where they just making people comfortable. And she was around people when they were on their deathbed, basically. And the book is called Top 5 Regrets of Dying. And this is through her years of being that nurse, being that end-of-life nurse where she's making people comfortable and she's sitting bedsides and stuff like that. But the number one wish was, I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. Can everybody in here or anybody in here, if you can raise your hand and say that's what you're doing right now? Can you honestly say that you're living a life that's true to yourself and not what others expect of you? Hey, good morning, sexy toilet. Okay, great book. Help you do your job better. Yes. So good. So you know what I'm talking about, sexy toy lady. Are we doing that? I'm talking to y'all. I'm looking for reactions. I'm talking to y'all. What we talking about in the chat? Got 12 people here. What are we talking about? True life. Yeah. On your way to that. Okay. On your way. What about you, sexy toy lady? What about you? You feel like you live in the life that you want to live? See, this is probably where most people are, right? And trying to figure out a way to still raise your kids and at the same time make it all about you. And so and that's the thing. I don't want people to think that I'm saying like, by do that thing that you want to do. I'm not telling you to listen, you got family, you got loved ones, you got kids, you got a spouse or a significant other, you might be taking care of your parent. So it's hard to, I think you on the short feed one. You just go to my page, then you could, because I'm doing live from both. StreamYard gave you that new option. Triggs, what's good, bro? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. SPK. Yep. Barely attempting, and you definitely need to do better. Yeah, Miss T Pre, if you go into the other one, I just got it. I'm running it up. I did it. This is my second time doing it. I just want to see what the numbers look like, see if it's worth doing it, and obviously trying to get more eyes on the channel and grow the channel. So I'm doing a little bit of everything. So you say you're barely attempting, definitely need to do better. So what would you say is stopping you, Sexy Toy Lady? What would you say is stopping you from attempting more? Because these are I know it's a bit morbid, but these are people on their deathbed that are being asked, and maybe there may be some of us in this chat or that's going to watch this that have health challenges and they're not able to do these things. But these are people on their deathbed, and these are them looking back and being asked these questions. So if we're not on our deathbed and we don't have, the physical, and some of us may have financial limitations, but these are the regrets of people on their deathbed. So I'm saying that to say, again, it's morbid, but I'm saying that to say, like, okay, we not on our deathbed. So that's the number one regret. And if we're not doing those things, are we heading to that regret? Now, a lot of people won't know when it's their time to go. They won't be on the deathbed. They'll just, some people will just go. But while you're living, and if you can think about it, are you doing the things you want to do, or are you doing what everybody else thinks you should be doing? Because if we're doing that, people will put you in a box till you die, because they don't want you to do things that may affect them or don't include them, or so I'm saying today's Hydrate N Chat is about that thing you wanted to do that. And I'm using these top 5 regrets of the dying to push for that. So excuse me if it's triggering talking about it, but talking about death and being on the deathbed, but I'm using it to illustrate and to try to encourage you to do that thing you want to do. And as I always say, when I'm talking to people, a lot of times I'm talking to myself. A lot of times I'm talking to myself. So keep in mind that these are things that I'm trying to get through myself. And the reason why I asked the question is because I so far I haven't had the courage to live my true life and not the life that others expect of me. So again, I'm talking to myself as well. Good morning. Appreciate you for stopping in. If you didn't, hit the like or the thumbs up. Hit that. And today I'm talking about doing that thing that you want to do. And I don't know when you got here, Convos with Cam, but I'm just using Bronnie Ware's book, The Top 5 Regrets of the Dying. And I'm using those 5 regrets of the dying. She was a nurse at people's deathbeds, basically, and she spoke to these people over these years. And these are the top 5 things she came with. So I'm using these 5 things to illustrate and to help me push forward. My message in today is for you to do that thing that you want to do. And again, not regardless of who says what, but sometimes you gotta say mom, sometimes you gotta say dad, sometimes you gotta say son, sometimes you gotta say to your boss, sometimes you gotta say, all right, cool, that's all good and well, but I gotta do this is something I want to do for me. And no, do not neglect your responsibilities. I'm not giving you, I'm not going to tell you, yeah, man, just leave everything, quit your job. There are some people that will, but I'm not going to tell you to do all of those things. But I am going to tell you to tap in more with yourself. First thing, like I said, pay yourself. We encourage that when you get money, I'm encouraging that with your energy as well, with your energy and the things you want to do, because you will. And Miss T Pre, as a mom, you can run around, you can take your kids here, you got practice, you got to do all these things, school, practice, bring them to work, pick them up, um, dance class, all these things like that. And then at the end of the day, you sit down and you exhale and you have no energy for yourself. And that's what I'm talking about. Trying to do less of that, not neglect your family, but do less of that. Yeah. I mean, I think most people are afraid. I'm the same way. I think most people are afraid to, you know, because you're gonna have these conversations with the people around you, and you have to deal with the blowback from that. You know, you have to deal with the blowback, and people are gonna, say, toy lady, what does that mean for me? Like, you doing that? What about me? What about me? And people will, what about you, until you drop dead. So um, that's what I'm talking about. Good morning. Hey, how you doing on I didn't check today. What day are you on in 75 horror? How you doing on that? Now, this is I want to say, is this your second or third time doing it? And did you I know you completed it one time for sure. I don't know if you did it the second time or the third time, but anyway, I'm encourage you to continue to do that. Just gonna Okay, cool. Absolutely. I'm trying to reach out and listen to, and get all kind of messaging, and link up with other content creators. And a lot of time when I'm watching things, I'm not just watching it to because I'm just supporting and stuff. I'm watching and I'm listening to how content is presented. I'm listening to messaging, and I'm, and what I'm finding a lot too, what I've been finding lately is I've been finding more people that are okay with being themselves, and sharing and messaging in a way that it could be helpful to people. Yeah. So that's the thing. Do we balance it? Do we really balance it, or is it balanced a little bit more to everybody else? Right. We down here with it. It's everybody else, and everybody else is weighing us down because we're afraid to be selfish. And I don't mean that in a negative way. Being selfish is not necessarily a negative thing. So we attribute it to, especially, from my conversations with men, it's like, hey, man, we got to provide, and that's all well and good. But, if you just working all day and all night, and then you only get to relax when you come home and you sit down, most of the time you just want some peace and quiet because you don't have any energy. And that becomes your life, right? That hamster wheel, that becomes your life. And so you're 52, and you're like, yo, where did the time go? Did I stop and smell any roses along the way? 1 or 2 roses I stopped to smell. Good morning, Life Center. Thank you for stopping in. Appreciate you. Lorna Williams, my Canadian sister. How you doing? Hope all is well. Intentionality, yeah. So having that intentionality is something that's ongoing, though, because I may feel good one day and I may be like, yo, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take a day, and I'll feel good, and I'll do those things for myself in that one particular day. And then I get back to making sure everybody else is okay. So getting back and trying to balance it is definitely. So be intentional with setting boundaries, even those I love. Still working. Yeah. I mean, we are, right? The universe is not done with us. Whatever you believe in, the universe, God, the sun, not done with us. We still working, right? Still working on us. And salute to you for that particular working in that particular field, because um, that, along with uh, like first responders and even people who deal with the public, like you get to see all different sides of people and hear all kinds of stories, and all you get a lot laid on you. Um, and then I know, from what I understand, you have to have an outlet as well. But the balance of what you hear and what you got to deal with, and then on top of what you actually do for yourself, you can't convince me that it's balanced for you, because I think you hear way more trauma and um, dysfunction and hurt and pain than the average person, and you do it for a living. So it's honorable. It's honorable. Yeah, make sure that you definitely make sure you take time for yourself, because that is that's rough. Um, and that's something but you have to. I'm assuming you have to like love that, because going through school, and you get to see, and then when you do like your internships and things like that along the way, getting your degrees, you get to see a lot of the things that you're in store for. But and then it's all yours. We say fix me. Not really, and I know you're not there to fix people, but people come in and they are looking. They are looking. Honestly, my desire and drive is to inspire, encourage people, and simply try to shine some light in a chaotic world. So I'm learning how to do that better daily. Yeah. Well, so and again, you share your story, so you've been very transparent in the conversations I've had with you, or when I've seen you on a panel, and with your content. So it may inspire one person, two people, or a million. But keep on doing what you're doing for sure. But remember, there's Joe. Remember, there's Joe Delaney, that she has to. You can't. Let me see. You can't inspire, encourage, and shine light if you're not okay. Now you can, but I'm talking about internally. I'm not talking about when the camera comes on. I'm talking about when the camera's off and you by yourself. That's when okay, I got to do more for myself. So that's what I'm talking about. Honestly, so help me. So, yeah. Listen, I'm again, I'm talking to you, but I'm talking to myself too. So these talks are, I'm literally looking in the mirror. So this is something that maybe if I didn't have a channel, I would be in my car, like talking to myself about, or talking to my friends, especially my male friends. I talk to everybody but my male friends, because our conditioning is something out of this world, where it's even hard to have certain conversations with men because it's not considered manly. So, um, so a lot of times I'm talking to myself. I agree. Fill your cup. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So that was the number one regret. Sorry. Was I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expect. The second one is I wish I hadn't worked so hard. Hold on, I'm getting a phone call. This person never called me. Hold on. I'll be All right, I'm back. I'm back. Glad it was nothing, man. Sometimes, when you get a phone call from somebody and they normally don't call you, I get to worrying about something, man. So it turned out to be nothing, not a serious problem. So that's good. So number 2 is I wish I hadn't worked so hard. This is what we're talking about. This is what I was talking about, the grind. I like to make money. I like to be able to do things that I want to do. I like to make sure the kids is okay. But I'm starting to rethink this working so hard thing. Me and Miss TP was talking about it a little earlier. I'm starting to rethink this one because the thing is, working hard and working extra hard allows you to be able to do those things that you want to do. But I can pull back a little bit because I don't have to do all the things that I'm doing for people and for everybody else. So I may be making an adjustment with that. But it's hard because, you're just used to doing it. You can tell me, like, because I started, I didn't really start like really taking care of myself, like in that way, like really, really until I was close to 30. So I felt like, like I got all this catching up to do. So I'm just going to grind it out. And to see that people on their dying bed wish that they hadn't worked so hard leads me to believe that, at least in those cases, that they discovered something about that hard work. And working hard also too, if you're working hard, do you actually have time to do the things that you want to do, or to be there, even if, say, you just enjoy family time? Do you have time to do it? I don't know. Again, I'm talking to myself. Let me look at some of the comments. All right. Oh, you overnight. All right. Get you some rest. And thank you for stopping in. Appreciate you. People pleasing. Yeah. It's a tough thing though. Right? We're supposed to be looking out for each other and stuff like that. So it's a tough thing. Definitely can agree, working too hard when you're from present or personal experience. Yeah. Was there something that either happened, or was there a moment? How did you, have you balanced that out? Have you started doing more things for yourself? If you don't mind answering that question. You're working 3 jobs. Now, Lorna, when you was working 3 jobs, how was you feeling about that? First of all, what kind of rest were you getting? And I mean, was it a rewarding thing? Were the 3 jobs really, that worth it financially, or was it just something that you did because you grew up around people and family members who emphasize working hard and not being lazy and all those things that we tell people to to a certain extent? I get it, but at what expense? If you working yourself to the ground and you're barely getting any sleep and you don't have time to do the things you want to do, at what expense is working hard and 3 jobs at that? It's tough. Number 3, I wish I had the courage to express my feelings. So yeah, I that's something that I also too I'm starting to get more into as I've gotten older. Part of it was sitting down with a therapist and them explaining to me that the things that I'm doing, it's actually hurting me, and not talking about things and not saying things, not getting these things out. It's actually hurting me in the long run, adding extra stress on me because I'm not speaking up. And you get in these situations where you feel like you should speak up and then you don't, and then you're upset, and then you're annoyed, and you build up resentment to people, and it can have unintentional consequences, because the anger that you feel is really at yourself, but it ends up, going to other people. Your family members end up, kind of targeted. Let me see what you said, combo. So sleep, rest, exercise, hobbies that I enjoy, and at times to remind myself so don't fall back. Yeah, yeah. Now that's actually a really good sleep, rest, yeah, exercise. Yeah, those are good. And for sure you have to remind yourself. That's what I'm saying. It's like ongoing. It's like, food and eating and things like that, where we's like, oh, I'm just gonna I was on a SBK's channel and we were talking, and because he's a personal trainer, and we were talking about people just kind of want wanting you to just come in and just they just want a quick fix. And he's like, nah, you got to do this. You want to be doing this for your life. You don't want to do this for a month or something just to fit in the wedding dress or the tuxedo or the, like I was saying, like the high school reunion or whatever. A lot of people have these targeted weight goals, and it's not necessarily sustainable, because once they get there, they got there for that particular day. What happens the day after is the thing. So having a routine and constantly reminding yourself is important. Tired all the time, you didn't have much time for your daughter, parents are Jamaican. Okay, yeah, it was always joke about Jamaican people. Yeah, tree job. Even in Living Color had that. The Headleys, was it the Headleys? I think it was, where you know it was a lazy lima bean because you only had one job. That's what's up. 3 jobs though, being tired all the time. I did too. I worked 2 jobs at one point, and I was working basically 7 days a week. It was out of necessity, but also out of the I wanted to provide. So I definitely was working basically 7 days a week, and it was all different. It was 3 to 11:30 at one job, and then shower, and then go to the other job from midnight to 8. It was just, yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. I don't know that I would do that again. I don't know that I would do that again. Out of necessity, I would do it, but not to please or to make everybody else comfortable. I wouldn't be doing that. So you missed a lot of with your daughter and your husband got to see more milestones. Yeah, that's tough. That's one of the things. One of the men that a particular male patient, he said he missed the children's and their partner's companionship during the time he's working so hard. That was gone, because now that he's on his deathbed, he didn't have that. He can't get that back. So yeah, it's tough. So the expressing my feelings. Do you guys are you guys expressing your feelings when they're there? Most people, well, a lot of people suppress their feelings in order to keep peace. They want to keep peace. They don't want to rock the boat, and they'll just settle. And it's saying that like many people develop illness related to the bitterness and the resentment that they carry as a result. So we cannot control the reaction of others. However, although people may initially react when you change the way you are by speaking honestly, in the end, it raises the relationship to a whole new and healthier level. Either that or releases an unhealthy relationship from your life. Either way, you win. Either way, you win. What's up, Mikey? Salute, bro. Even the one doesn't necessarily express them can be willing to at least acknowledge and validate them. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. So that we anybody else want to contribute to expressing their feelings? Are you doing that? Are you suppressing? Are you not talking about the things that may be bothering you, or something that's just on your mind out of fear and wanting to keep the peace. Anyway, put it in the chat if you are. We'll go on to number 4 was I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. I got to get better about this. I have to get better about staying in touch with my friends. I do have several group chats that I'm in, some of the fellas. So we do stay in touch. Again, I always say I'm a part of an accountability group, but we become a family. So I stay in touch with them. But I need to get better with these type of things because, when it comes to living your true life, so life gets in the way, right? You get older, you got to work, you got to do all these things. But some of the best times you have and some of the things that really resonate with you is when you're with your friends, especially the ones that, are really, if you're so fortunate enough to have friends for years. Like I have several friends that I've known since I've been 5-6 years old. I've lost a lot of them, but I have several friends since back then. And look, we don't have to talk all the time, but when we do, it's like we never left. And we have a good time. And you need more of that. You need more of that good time, that laughter. And I know life gets busy, but as time goes on and as we go up that hill, and as we start going down that hill, those are the things that sustain you. So you definitely want to nurse those things along. Try to overcompensate with your daughter. Every Christmas, my home look like it's spoiled. Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do. That is what we do. Overcompensate. I'm good for that. I'm good for, hey, you want something? Hey, let's stop here. Hey, you need anything? It's almost like you feel like, you got to do something. And I would venture to say that they probably would rather have your time. But, we do what we can. You see Mike say, yes, you can have good friends, all friends around them, but I have to distance myself from old friends. Well, yeah. That's part of it though. That's part of expressing yourself and letting them know that you're not going in that direction anymore as far as what they're doing. And if they're doing stuff that, certain things that if your friends want you to do certain things, and you got to just let them go. And I'm saying if they're not aligning with you, I'm not saying you be judgmental and say you have to live like this or I'm not your friend. I'm saying, hey man, this right here is detrimental to me, or I don't want to do that anymore. And if they have a problem with you and saying, well, come on, man, you could, whatever it is, you could do that, man. And they just kind of dismissing, then, then you may have to move on. Let me see one more time. Mike, I don't know. Let me get through everything because I really just wanted to kind of do a quick hour and get out. But I'll have you up another time if not today, Mike. I'll definitely have you up. I'll fuck with you. All right, so number 5 is I wish I had let myself be happier. So I got to read this because I want to know what this says. This is a surprisingly common one. Many did not realize until the end that happiness is a choice. They had stayed stuck in old patterns and habits. The so-called comfort of familiarity overflowed in their emotions as well as their physical lives. Fear of change had them pretending to others and to themselves that they were content. When deep within, they long to laugh properly and have silliness in their life again. Yeah, man. Yeah. A common one. Old patterns and habits, comfort of familiarity. Yeah. I mean, we like comfort, right? We like comfort. We like to. We don't. Well, let me just put it like this. We don't like to be uncomfortable. Our brain is gonna push us to comfort all the time. You know, and being uncomfortable or just being yourself in general. A lot of times people will hold themselves in. It's this is. I think it's a lot of this goes on and like social media wise, where people um, have to put on, or they feel like they have to put on a little bit of a front and not be themselves online, whether it be in a negative way, like doing wild stuff that they normally wouldn't do outside, or it be like me, showing up in a suit and tie to present this information to y'all. Probably would look cleaner. It probably would, maybe in a thumbnail, somebody would be like, oh, let me see what that is, or certain people will respect, somebody with a certain outfit or uniform a little bit more readily. They will respect them off the rip just from, their appearance and first appearance and first impressions and all that stuff. But anybody that knows me knows that I'm wearing graphic t-shirts, sweatpants, basketball sneakers, basketball shorts, slides. Like, that's who I am. And so in that, I'm aligned with being happy as far as just being myself in general. But there are some adjustments that I need to make, because there are some things that I still do with all of this. I still do some of these things. And it doesn't have anything to do with me. It has to do with the perception and the response that I'm going to get. So I have a lot to work on for sure. And again, like I said, when I'm having these conversations with you, I'm talking to myself. I'm looking in the mirror. The camera's right here, so I can see myself on the screen. I'm talking to myself. Even when situations are not contributing to our desires and needs because of it being familiar and comfortable with. Yeah, for sure. We just gonna sit there and because it just feels, kind of, it feels like home. You know what I'm saying? You sit down in the chair, the worn out chair, and it you need a new chair, right? But your body's fit right around it, right? The chair is morphed into your ass, into your legs, to your back, and you're comfortable, you know. Or it's like some old drawers, right? I've had to, at one time or another, I had to be told to like throw them damn underwears away. But they're so comfortable. It feel like nothing is on. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel constricted. I feel good, but yeah, I should be throwing them damn things away. And that's a little small thing. You know what I'm saying? That's not even like, a major discomfort or comfort. But in general, on a bigger scale, that's what I'm talking about. We get comfortable, and then we tend to stay there. Mikey, you know what I'm talking about. Crazy work, you know what I'm talking about. I still got socks and shirts and things that I need to turn. Maybe that's what I'll do when I when I end the live. Maybe I'll go throw some drawers out. But yeah, man. That's what I had today. I wanted to do that and get on out of here. And I'm under an hour, so that's what my goal was. Mikey, next time I'm up, I'll definitely have you up. Today, I just wanted to kind of go through these things and encourage people to say all that to say, do that thing that you want to do. We don't want to be on our deathbed with these 5 regrets. And this is just 5. So, I'm sure there's more regrets, but she did the top 5s. In her experience, again, the book is Top 5 Regrets of the Dying, A Life Transformed by the Dearly Departing. The author name is Bronnie Ware. And it was good, LV. Appreciate you for stopping in. Vegas Gates, what's good, man? Appreciate y'all. I'm going to just summarize it before I go. I was talking about doing the thing that you want to do in life. And to help me along the way, I used 5 top regrets of dying from the book Bronnie Ware. Top 5 was that people had when they were on their deathbed. I wish I had the courage to live life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. Number 2, I wish I hadn't worked so hard. Number 3, I wish I had the courage to express my feelings. Number 4, I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. And number 5, I wish that I had let myself be happier. So yeah, those are the things that people on their dying bed, the top 5 things that people were regretting. And I say all that to say, I use that. I know it's morbid to talk about the deathbed, but I say all that to say and encourage you to do that thing that you want to do, whether it be a business that you wanted to start, a trip, even if it's something goofy, you want to dress up and to Comic-Con and you want to do something weird like that where people are like, oh man, you crazy. Oh, I wouldn't do that. Oh, well, it don't have to be, you ain't got to do it. You ain't got to do it. That's not for you. That's for me. So I encourage y'all to do those things. Don't, we try not to live with regret. And I know it's moving. This part's always moving. And again, like I like to say, I am talking to myself when I'm talking about these things. These are things that I thought about. And then I'm literally looking at myself in the mirror and I'm talking to myself about these things. This is what I'm talking about. Dress up, do what you want. You know what? Before I go, no problem, Gates. No problem. When kids are little, it just reminded me, when kids are little, they don't give a shit about what they got on. Right? They don't care, what their hair looks like. They don't care what you think about something being weird. They don't care if you find something funny. You put these kids, and I'm gonna even go even further. You put these kids at a playground. They don't care what color the other kid is. They don't care about none of that shit that we start to care about as we get older. And I know society has a way of, forming us. Kids don't care about that. They just literally want to have fun. And I know you got responsibilities because I have responsibilities. And I know that you got to take care of things and you got to, you have to be an adult and to do certain things. I understand that. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about having fun. We get a hold of our kids and we scream at them and yell at them and stop them from doing that. And you're going to fall and you're going to get hurt. And, I was talking to somebody the other day, like how like crazy we were made to be and how crazy we make our kids. Simple little things like running from the car to the house without a coat on. Like my grandmother would have a fit. That baby gonna catch a cold. You gotta, from the car to the house with a no coat on. And so we do these things at a certain point. The kids, they become us and we become our parents and we keep handing it down. I say all that to say that thing you want to do it. Tell your family, I'll be back. Tell your moms, okay, Mom, I'll get back to it. Tell your brother, your sister, your wife, your husband, I just got to do this thing. All right, y'all. I'm going to get up out of here and definitely hit the like, come back for more, go through my other content. Appreciate everybody, every last person that dropped down in the chat or just watching. I appreciate the hell out of y'all because there is a lot going on in the world and there's a lot of people live right now. So people deciding to come and chill with me, I really appreciate it. And as I like to say, to your loved ones, to your family members, don't leave anything left unsaid. Tell them, give them their flowers now. Tell them you love them. And more importantly, do that thing you want to do. All right.
Yeah. Look. Invitation sent, signed, sealed, delivered, you got it, now welcome in. Engaging with the listener, a space for where you is. As we debate particulars, trying to build a bridge through conversation that's intimate. The mission is thought-provoking with words spoken. Bitter truth, not sugar-coated, just an openness placed on display. Wisdom in the words that he say, a part of just embracing every gray over here. No fear, clear, I'm unafraid. I'm much older, I no longer hold a child ways. Adults in the room, times past for playing games. Grown talk, isn't that the reason why you came? Simple and plain, delivery raw, straight to the chase. Better than before, learning from your yesterdays. Introducing insight, influence, be amazed by a brother of a certain age. Now rock with him.